Our world is intent on destroying it. We're born with it, and it's like this. Living life starts to unravel it. Stress speeds up the process. And when we lose it, we die. While we can deplete it, we can also rebuild it. Every one of us on this planet has it. This, that we can't see, is called chi. And even though we can't see it, it's real and it's here. And today, I'm going to show you how in 10 minutes a day, you can start to physically rebuild and recapture this energy for yourself. Let me tell you my story. After years teaching people how to heal themselves, I had become a powerful voice and leader in my community, and financially abundant. I felt like I was at the top of my game, and I had accomplished almost all my goals. So why was my spirit unsettled? Why was I so tired? What was wrong? I realized 3 things. Number 1, I knew what I needed to do to take care of myself and be healthy, and I was doing it, but not consistently. Number 2, I was so concerned about taking care of everybody else that I often forgot to take care of me. And number 3, I was missing what I now understand to be the key element to being healthy and happy: life force energy, or chi. It's the modern irony, isn't it? I was working so hard to fulfill my goals to be healthy and happy, yet I was depleting myself in the process. I learned about chi from a Taoist priest who opened my eyes to the one thing I hadn't owned in all of my healing work: my chi. It was the missing thread I needed to weave throughout all the healing methods I taught and practiced. This man showed me how to manage energy, replenish it, sustain it, and how anyone can create more positive energy. You know, it's interesting. We live in this world, and the historic standards that we shaped our lives around in the Western world are just not sustainable. In a single day, our energies are impacted more than our ancestors, less than 100 years ago, had to manage in their entire lifetime. And this ever-increasing interference to our energy comes from all the things that we can see, like people and construction and traffic. And then there's the things that we can't see, like the emitters from our cell phones and our tablets with built-in Wi-Fi, multiple screens that live with us in our homes, where we work, and even where we play. There's a continual influx. And not only are these things overloading our brain circuits, but they constantly deplete our individual and our collective energy stores. If we step back, I think we can all agree that our world is not in the best shape. Doesn't it seem like every other minute there's news of another environmental threat or disaster? Our food is in question. Adrenal fatigue, diabetes, cancer are all on the rise. There are energies at work that are combusting. As compassionate humans, we want the better good, right? Many of you are working to create change, sustainability, to make a difference. To do something, to turn things around, takes energy. Vibrant, healthy energy. It requires chi, or life force. Now, we may know that we're all energy, but what we don't often think about is that energy is our life force. Each of us is born with an allotted amount of basic life force energy called primordial chi, and it's stored in our kidneys. Now, this is not just any old energy. This energy keeps us alive, meaning when we run out, we die. And it's like a trust fund, so we can't just materialize some rich relative to leave us a big chunk to refill us. This energy is being depleted really fast by our current lifestyle choices. I want to share this epiphany I had with you the other day. I was thinking, our society is so concerned about having more time to do all the things we want to do. You know, everyone's always saying, I wish I had more time, there's never enough time. We're putting so much effort into time management. The funny thing is, if you go and ask most sages and masters, they'll tell you that time doesn't even exist, and that the foundation of everything isn't time, it's energy. And yet, so few people are talking about energy. Even in spiritual circles, mostly we're talking about abundance, connection, meditation, manifestation, all of which are important. But when you have more chi, your experience of all of these things shifts. Suddenly, you're able to have greater connection, greater manifestation. You get more done. More people start showing up to help you get things done. Little miracles start happening, and you end up feeling like you have more time, and you don't have to get things done all by yourself. Energy is what brings possibilities. Everything that you want to bring into your life, love, friendship, success, abundance, money, health, all of these things come almost seamlessly when we have chi. So how can you tell if your chi is depleted? I would bet that every one of you is chi deficient at some level. How many of you need to kickstart your day with a cup of strong coffee? Sometimes, are you still tired even when you've slept 7, 8, 9 hours at night? Do you find yourself wishing that you had more energy just to get you through your day? These are all signs of deficient chi. When we look deeper at our society, we see children with developmental issues, women and men with reproductive issues, depression, and other emotional issues. We also see early hair and hearing loss, weak knees, low back pain, memory loss, all of which our world attributes to old age. But really, these are more signs of deficient chi. Recent studies have shown that people who practice consistent chi building heal faster than people who don't. They also have improved heart health, lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, less pain, they sleep better, they have increased mental clarity, and, particularly important for the elderly, have less risk of falling. Chi-filled people are happy people with options. When we start to build chi, many of our issues often fade away because when your chi is flowing, your emotions have a hard time getting stuck. In fact, our relationship to everything changes. If everyone had a healthy amount of chi, we could even tackle the obesity problem in the US. No, really, people who cultivate their chi, on average, need less food, and they start to become more aware, so they start making healthier choices, and emotional eating is less of an issue. Another thing that happens when we have more chi is that we improve our mental focus. Not just our clarity of thought, but our ability to follow through and make things happen. Have you ever been really enthusiastic, started a project or activity, and then lost steam, even when it was dear to your heart? This is lack of willpower. More chi brings more willpower, so we can stay the course and also refrain from doing things that we know might not be so good for us, like reaching for that second helping of chocolate cheesecake. One of my favorite things about teaching people to build their chi is watching them enjoy increased abundance. When we don't have enough chi, our world seems scarce. In scarcity, people just don't feel like they have enough to share. When you start to build your chi, you start to feel like your cup is full, almost overflowing. Sharing becomes easy. Chi building is really one of the oldest technologies on our planet. It's been cultivated for thousands of years, not just through logical contemplation, but through trial and error. Tai Chi, Qigong, and certain types of meditation are examples of chi building technology in use all over the world today. So you may be saying, okay, Karen, this sounds great. So what do I do to build my chi? Well, you can start by taking as little as 10 minutes a day to add a simple practice. Right now, let me show you one core exercise that we can all do. There's a science to activate stagnant energy in the body, and one of the first steps is to activate the kidneys. Remember, that's where I said our primordial chi is stored. When we move the kidneys in a specific way, we create a movement kind of like an oil refinery, which is flushing and moving fluids and energy. So you can try this along with me in your seat. Maybe you can sit up on the edge of your chair. What we're going to be doing is just twisting the body to the side like this, and that's going to activate the kidneys. So I'm going to show you standing up so you can see what it looks like when you can try it at home. So I'm going to stand with my feet parallel, about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to bring my arms like I'm holding a big ball, palms facing down, fingers pointing towards each other a little bit. Now I'm going to bend my right knee, and we're all going to be twisting to the left. So we're just going to gently twist to the left. And when you feel like you can't go any further without forcing, just going to make 3 more gentle twists. 1, 2, 3. And inhale, come back to center. And exhale down. Let's try the other side. Coming up. Now I'm going to bend my left knee, and I'm going to twist over to the right. Gently twist. When I feel like I can't go anymore, 1, 2, 3 more twists. Inhale back to center, and exhale down. Good. So when you finish any of these movements, you want to store the energy that you just activated. The place to put it is right here in our energetic power center, which is about 3 inches below and deep to the navel. Women, this is where your uterus is. Men, just going to have to imagine you got a little ball of energy there, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to gather the energy. Women can bring their right hand first, and men their left. If you don't know your left from your right, don't worry about it, just fake it. Bring it in, and just think about gathering that chi that we just cultivated. Good. So these 2 things that I just showed you are simple movements, and you can do these at home. You don't need any fancy equipment, shoes, clothes. There are many other movements like these that you can explore to enhance a personal practice. Just doing something as simple as what we just did right here opens the door to change. Remember, to create a sustainable world, you must be healthy. And it's not about breakdown and reconstruction. It's about consistency. The key is to practice consistently. And 10 minutes a day is all it takes to be consistent. Now, I'm selfish. Your vitality is important to me because if we don't start to rebuild little by little, we won't have the strength to heal ourselves or others, and we won't be building a sustainable world. I know that it's possible to rebuild because I proved it to myself. When I didn't manage my energy, I tanked. My chi was depleted, and then I rebuilt it. And the good news is, you can too, and it's not hard. It just takes consistent practice. You own your chi, so you can build it or you can destroy it. Today, I've shown you a simple way to start to recapture this energy for yourself. So if you're already doing this, then that's great. You know how valuable it is. So keep doing it and share it with others. If this is new to you, then I really hope I inspired you to reach out to the many resources that exist from me and others to learn more on your own. Find a buddy or a group and practice building your chi. Thank you.